Hey y'all, welcome back to My Table of Three. If you're new here, my name is Carrie. Thanks for stopping by the kitchen today to enjoy this video. Today I'm thrilled to be participating in another cooking collaboration hosted by Sheri over at Southern Roots by Sheri. She is hosting It's a Candy Christmas 2022, and man has it been fun. There have been so many amazing candy recipes throughout this month. If you've missed those, I'll try and link the playlist below. Sheri is also doing live giveaways. She's done a couple already, I believe on the 6th and the 13th. But there's also one more live giveaway on the 20th, which is just a couple of days because today's the 18th when you're watching this video. So make sure you've watched all the videos in the collaborations. Make sure you're leaving comments on the YouTube videos, because to be eligible for the prizes, you need to watch the videos and leave comments and also be at her live. So I'll link Sheri's channel down below so you can find out the information as far as what time she'll be doing the lives on the 20th, because you don't want to miss out on those prizes, and you really don't want to miss out on all the fantastic Christmas candies. There's still a week to go before Christmas, so there may be some you want to try. Today I'm going to try for the first time my Aunt Barbara's fudge that she used to bring me when I was growing up. My Aunt Barbara is my dad's sister, and she's no longer with us, but it's a precious memory that I hold, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, here's a caveat. I have never made this fudge before. I honestly have only made quick fudges, like when you use like almond bark and peanut butter. Mostly I make keto low-carb fudge because that's how we eat. We don't eat a lot of sugar stuff. During the holidays, we do splurge. If you've seen some of the videos, I've been cookies and things like that we'll have on after Christmas, like Christmas Day. But we don't eat it a lot. So this is the first time I've ever tried this recipe. Hopefully it turns out as good as hers. But if not, at least we tried it and we shared that memories together. So I'm going to jump in and show you what all we need for the recipe, and then we'll start making the fudge. So, okay, quick look at all the ingredients here for this nice, I think this was, I call it marshmallow fudge. It's the fudge my aunt always brought. And so you need 3/4 cup of butter, which is 1.5 sticks. And 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm just using Nestle Toll House. This is my marshmallow cream right there, and it's brown because I also put a teaspoon of vanilla. Why dirty another thing when you can just add it? I just added a cap full of vanilla. So I actually used my scale over here and measured out 7 ounces because I got the large one by mistake. So 7 ounces of marshmallow cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2/3 cup of this evaporated milk, which you can see right there, and then 3 cups of sugar. And you'll also need a pot with a heavy bottom. I gotta clean it out. I measured my sugar into here because I didn't have a bowl out of the dishwasher yet. But anyway, a heavy stock pot, a spoon, of course your burner, your stove, and you'll also need a 9x13 pan with some parchment paper to pour this into. Oh, I also forgot to get my walnuts out, but I love nuts in my fudge, so I will be putting chopped walnuts in, and I'll show you when I get ready to put those in how much I use. So there's a quick look, and I'm going to get everything ready to go so we can make our fudge. I think it's called Fantasy Fudge, I think, if you look it up online, and I'll link to a recipe below so you have the full printable recipe. It's not mine, but it's the one closest to my Aunt Barbara. So let's get to cooking this fudge. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our butter and our so it's 1.5 sticks of butter or 3/4 cup, 3 cups of sugar, and our 2/3 cup of milk, evaporated milk. And I have my pan on high, so we're going to melt this down. We're going to try not to get it. I'm going to turn my heat down because this is way too hot on this burner. This is a super fast burner that gets really hot really fast. So what you're going to do is melt this. And I am going to make sure there's no sugar crystals on the side of my pan. Let me get because you don't want those sugar crystals getting into your candy once it starts boiling, because that will make it grainy. So All right, so let's go ahead and melt this. Let me go ahead and raise it up a little bit more so it melts. So I remember this fudge so well. My Aunt Barbara would bring it to me. She would come down every November. And usually I always say deer season because in Arkansas, deer hunting or venison hunting, whatever you call it, basically game hunting starts. And my uncle Pee Wee, as we called him, her husband wanted to hunt, so he would come down and hunt with my dad and my Aunt Barbara. They would come and stay with us for a couple of weeks. I always look forward to it every year, and she would always bring this fudge, and I loved it. And later, when my niece Deanne got older, she would like it too, so she would make it. My Aunt Barbara is real special to me. She is one of my aunts. One of three aunts on my dad's side. He had three sisters. Aunt Barbara, I think, is the middle one. All three sisters were older than my dad. And I was born on her birthday. So I think I kind of held a special place in her heart because of that. I also share, here's a fun fact, a birthday with my cousin Vicki Ann, which is on my dad's side as well, which is my cousin, my dad's sister Shirley. It's her daughter. But my Aunt Barbara would always tell me the story of how my dad woke her up from sleep just to tell her that I was here. And she said it was the best birthday gift. So I'm always reminded of that and so thankful for her and the memories I have of her. She's left us now. She left us a couple of years. Well, I think about maybe 4 or 5 years after my dad passed away. So good memories to have of her. All right, so this is boiling. You can see how it's boiling there, and even when I stir it, it boils. So now we're going to put a timer on so you can't stir it down. So that means it's a rolling boil. Let me be right back. I'm going to set a timer because you want to do it exactly for 5 minutes on the rolling boil. And you want to stir it the whole time. So we want to make sure we time it because this is basically the candy stage. Try not to slosh it up on the sides, but stir it. So I'm going to let this cook for 5 minutes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so this has been 5 minutes, so you're going to take it off the heat right away. Move this out of the way so you guys can watch better. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is pour in your chocolate. This is 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate, and you're going to melt it. We're also going to pour in our marshmallow fudge, which I have, our marshmallow cream, and our vanilla. It's got to work pretty fast because I heard it sits up pretty fast. And we're going to stir it in until it melts. Gotta work fast. I can feel it already setting up. In hindsight, I wish I had done this with my mixer, my KitchenAid. Let me go ahead and put my nuts in. And stir it. It's already setting up. Can you guys see that? I may have cooked it for 5 minutes, just like it said. I don't know if get this a good sign. You want it to set up so it'll get firm. Can you guys see that? The consistency. Hopefully you can. I'm making a mess. All right, so okay, looks good. Can you see that? Oh, it smells really good. So we're going to move our pan out of the way, and this is I greased this 9x13, and then I put parchment paper in. I'm going to go ahead and put this fudge in. And then you're going to remember it is super hot. Anytime you boil sugar like this, it's going to be very, very, very hot. So use the back of your spoon to spread it out. So there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and let this set. It does take a couple hours to set, and we will come back and show you what it looks like when I cut it. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for a few hours, and we'll be back. Okay, so it has been a couple hours since I had the fudge in the refrigerator, and I'm going to tell you, it was kind of a fail. So not really a total fail, because I have already tasted a little bit of it and it tastes good, but it tastes nothing like my Aunt Barbara's. And the texture is off completely. So the recipe that I used said that she did not use a candy thermometer, right? So I didn't. I thought I would just do like she said and boil it for the 5 minutes. She said exactly 5 minutes, which you guys saw me do. Took it off and we started mixing in everything. Well, next time I'm going to use a candy thermometer, because you need to get candy to, I think it's 235 or something. I'll look at the recipe and I'm going to link it below. So my suggestion is, this is not a bad recipe. It's totally user error. I should have followed my gut and used the candy thermometer anyway, because I've overcooked this. And the reason I can tell is because it's brittle and it fell apart when I took it out of the pan. It broke in half. It's still edible, so you don't have to throw it away. It's not a total waste. But I'm going to have to do a different batch because it needs to be soft and creamy, and it is kind of it's still good, but you can tell that it's not soft and creamy. It's a little bit drier, and it's definitely a little bit more brittle. And I'm going to pan you down and actually show you what it looks like, because, you know, I want you to see that I totally have fails in the kitchen as well. So let me see if I can pan you guys down and show you what it looks like. Okay, all right, so hopefully that's not too, there we go. So this is what it looks like. It actually broke in half when I took it out, you know, lifted the parchment paper out. And you can see that some of it's like crumbly. Yeah. So still tastes good. My camera's a little crooked, I think. Let me straighten it. So it still tastes good. I mean, it still looks okay. It's more like that harder, drier fudge, and it's not supposed to be like that. I remember my Aunt Barbara's being real silky smooth. And if I get some good pictures, hopefully I will do another batch. I will show you a picture of those at the end, how it's supposed to look if I get it to turn out. Miles, that's enough, okay? Sorry about that. I think it's probably UPS making some deliveries. But anyway, you can see it didn't turn out exactly like, Miles, that's enough. Please stop. No. Anyway, he's mad probably because he can't have this. No, UPS. So there you go. There you have it. There is my Fantasy Fudge. I'm going to point you back up. So just because it doesn't turn out exactly like you wish it would, it doesn't make it a total fail. Like I said, this still tastes delicious. We'll still eat it. I'm just going to try again and get the consistency that it's supposed to be. But definitely use that candy thermometer and get it to the right temperature that you need for that soft candy stage. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for staying here in the kitchen. Sorry it didn't turn out perfect, but that's just the way sometimes it is in the kitchen, especially the weather. Anything can change it, the consistency of your candy, but you can never go wrong with the candy thermometer, so use one of those. I definitely will next time. Again, check out Sheri's link below in the playlist, comment and watch the videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Merry Christmas.